color. Vibes.
Hiya! Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all my wonderful people filled with greatness. Before we get right straight into that foolery, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you're feeling great, and even if you're not feeling so great. So let's get started with some more Cafe Enchant. Freak that Noah last we left off was almost getting to the freaking gate before he stopped us, and then that long sad tale from Misyr, and then we still don't know the connection between Misyr and Noah, and then I was surprised that there was a chapter 5, which I guess it's fitting for Misyr's route. He deserves 3 more chapters after 5, so it should be 8 chapters for sure. So let's see how chapter 5 is. And we're going to start, of course, at the tail end of chapter 4 and into chapter 5. We got Misyr's perspective and dots from me as Misyr. More dots from me as Misyr. Even more dots from me as Misyr. Remaining in my ears. The sound of ash blowing in the wind for thousands upon thousands of years. And someone desperately calling my name only to be silenced. The voice of someone I cherish. That's from me as Misyr. The first thing that leapt out at me was a ceiling of a familiar hue. This place. Enchant's empty room? Why am I in a place like this? Dots from me? I can't remember. My mind is a hazy fog. What was I doing? Well, you better remember, you gotta come save me. Up until now, where? The questions repeat several times. An intense pain pierces my chest. It resurrects my memories in an instant. I'm glad he's alive though. Jeez Louise.
Bye bye. Misyr.
Dash marks from me. Yep, I'm still there. Probably eroding away to ash. I recall the memories pouring out from my mind aren't from a dream. I sit up immediately. That's me, and that's me. I called to her despite the pain in my throat, but I received no answer to my cry. Dots from me. Today. What's the date? What time is it? She How many hours have passed since she was taken into that world? No, that's wrong. If I have time to think about things like that.
今すぐゲートに彼女を探しに行かないと。
My body was in anguish, but I spurred myself on and managed to get out of bed without falling to the ground. After rushing out of the room, I staggered down the stairs. I nearly slipped several times, but I finally made it down. I make it down into the shop. Unlike the usual scene, the owner, this is a lonely space without her. Standing in front of my objective, the room with the gate.
Yeah. 丸2日、君はピクリともしなくてね。さすがの僕も焦ったよ。
2 days. For 2 whole days, I left her in that world. Both despairing and impatient, I continued to walk forward.
どこ行くつもりだい?
That's from me. The answer was clearly written in the panic of my face. Blocking my path, he approaches me and speaks with a tender voice.
落ち着きなよ。僕のお手製でよければコーヒー入れてあげるからさ。
No, Rendo trying to be the calm older figure here. Father figure, brother figure.
それから互いに情報共有を。
I'm in no mood for Rendo's interrogations. It feels like I'm in a feverish delusion, and I only have one thing on my mind.
彼女を助けに行かないと。
I brush Rendo aside and head towards the gate, but he grabs my arm with ease with one hand.
君の焦りがわからないとは言わない。彼女の身が何より心配なのもわかる。けどね、少なくとも今の君にできることは何もないよ、ミシェル。
離せ！邪魔！
My way. I try to shake off Rendo's hand as I scream my emotion, but my arm can't budge a thing. That's in a question mark for me. A strange sensation. If I recall, even compared to Connus and everyone, I have more strength than this. Rendo is an ordinary human, yet he's easily restraining me. I shouldn't be this weak. After all, well, whatever I am, I'm a non-human.
いつもひょうひょうとしていた君がそんなに取り乱すなんてね。
Unless Rendo's still a non-human too, though.
とにかく今は冷静になるんだ。そして状況を理解するんだね。
Rendo releases my arm as he gives his advice. He urges me to look, and there, looking down my own body. Oh, wow. The first thing to enter my view is my fingertips. They were round and lost their edge. The robe and clothing that usually adorns me, they've disappeared. Oh, is this how he actually looks? Oh, Misyr. I nervously touched around my ears and felt no indicator of my horns. Then I become aware of my body. No longer did I hold the form of the Demon King of Cafe and Shant. Well, not the Demon King, but whatever you were. All that's left is this convalescent, this form of a frail, weak human. Hey!
なんだこれ。この姿は。
Wow. It's like, what do I prefer him as Misyr, who I thought was a Demon King, or in this form, which isn't bad at all. Although not so unusual to see, as I utilize magic to imitate a human, much like the one I am now. But during the time I was unconscious, I couldn't have been able to do such a thing. I have a bad feeling. Right away, I tried to gather magic power into my palm, and it didn't matter what kind, just activate any sort of magic. Dots. More dots. There's no sign of magic or even magic power collecting.
理解できたろ？君が寝てる間にね、アスモデウスにも見てもらったんだ。今の君の体は全ての魔力を失っているそうだ。その姿といい、今の君は正真正銘ただのどこにでもいる普通の人間になったんだよ。
That's for me.
人間。俺が今さら。
After living tens of thousands of years in that grotesque form,
ミシェル・アレックス。これ以上彼女を独占しないでよ。
I just can't imagine the bad ending, because I'm thinking the bad ending is he saves me and then he goes back to this world and the gates just destroyed possibly, and then he goes back to that form. Oh, I don't even want to play the other type of ending. I hope I really get the good ending.
君はもう異形の姿も滅びの力もない存在。無力で無価値な存在。君はあっちで幸せになればいい。これは僕からの最後のプレゼント。バイバイ、ミシェル。
A chill shoots through my body and I immediately place my hand on my chest, but I still feel a pulse. I realize then that this hasn't killed me.
全ての力を奪われた感覚。
From what I learned, I was covered in blood and completely naked. Well, geez Louise. I was collapsed like I was dead in front of the gate. My horns, claws, robe, everything. It was all made from magic power. It was part of my non-human form. If it's gone, that's all the evidence I need to know that now I'm completely powerless. That's for me. It's true. I wanted to return to my humanity. Just a short time ago, the thought of being able to spend more time with me would have brought me to tears. However,
なんでこのタイミングで無力な人間なんかに。
oh, Now, at this time, losing the power I had is simply misery and nothing else. Misyr Rex, the young man called Noah, took all of Misyr's power, abnormal form, and magic, which brought Misyr back to his former, normal human form that he lost tens of thousands of years ago. I stagger as I head toward the gate, and this time Rendo doesn't stop me. Yeah, that's right. Having power or not doesn't matter. As soon as possible, I need to go save. That's me. Save me, please. I promised, after all.
今度は俺が君を救うって。
Dash marks from me. I go speechless, and before my eyes, the gate that should be close clatters and shakes, and leaking from the slight gap from another world, the wind of ruin. The room exposed to that breath is filled with gray smoke. As I stand there confounded, Rendo, eyes cast down, mutters behind me.
これはこのゲートに限ったことじゃない。今や全てのホールや亀裂、人間界だけじゃない、他の異世界のその全てが君がいた世界に強制的につながってしまったんだ。
That's from me. A sad world that ushers in death by simply existing within it. No longer non-human, having become a human. If I set foot inside, and the result of that, I know better than anyone what would happen. However, still,
いいか、なきゃ。たとえ死んでも、俺は彼女を。
Okay. I want to save her. I need to save her. I am going to save her. Repeating this in my head, my hand reaches toward the gate. From behind, Renda restrains my body and drags me back to the shop. Then,
いい加減にしろよ。
he slams me against the wall and punches me clean across my face.
なんで何も言わないんだ。今の君に何ができる。この僕にすら劣るような君に彼女が助けられると思ってるのか。
Rendo takes a big breath, then tightly clenching his fist.
頼れよ、僕たちを。
You ain't got no choice now. Right, that's in the question mark exclamation point.
ここで君があの世界に向かったところで無駄死にだ。僕たちの仲間が一人消えるだけ。彼女だけじゃなく、君は僕たちに友人すら失わせるつもりなのか。
That's from me. This unusual anger of his shakes my mind violently. I look to the gate. If I'm being honest, I just want to jump in this very second. I don't care if I die. I need to save her. That's all there is. But Right now, if I died now, it wouldn't help her at all. His yelling reminded me of that reality and allows me to find my composure after I had lost sight of what I needed to see. I rub my stinging cheek, take a deep breath, and let out a laugh, sudden and awkward.
ちょっと殴る力強すぎない？俺一応病み上がりなんだけど。
There goes that my Misyr.
困った魔王様にはこのぐらいのお灸がちょうどいいだろう。
Heck yeah. Rendo's arm, gripped to my collar, begins to relax its strength. Then we start talking about what happened, including the time I was absent. Rendo's perspective. Renoni went missing most likely the night before last. From what I heard from you, it was around that time that the young man called Noah dragged her into the gate. We arrived at Unshot the next day after realizing she was missing. We put our efforts into trying to locate her. But what about II? Y'all forgetting about II. He's been kidnapped by Celicis. At that time, Ignis and Canas, who had been searching for you, also returned to Unshot. We made a thorough sweep of the surrounding area, then the entire town, but there was no sign of her anywhere we looked. As a result,
ゲートにかかったプレートはオープンのまま。
so that was the last place y'all checked? Really? That should have been the very first thing to make sure I haven't gone to the gate since Medio. Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all.
つうことは、
Yeah,
ああ、やはり異世界に向かったのだろう。
late ass.
ゲートを一人で自分からくぐるとは思えないし、やっぱり天崎島の時みたいに変な現象で飛ばされたのかな。
だろうな。帝が開発したという装置が反応を示した以上、飛ばされた先はミシェルのいる世界が最も可能性としては高いはずだが、それも断言はできん。
一番手がかりになりそうな装置の録音機能とやらも大半が雑音ばっかりだったしな。
As Ignis said, the devices installed by Mikado may be influenced by your world or maybe just a coincidence. They mostly didn't pick up any decent sounds.
しゃねえ。できることからやるしかねえな。片っ端から探しに行くとしようぜ。
現状の我らにできることはせいぜいその程度だな。
Thus, Canas went to Medio, Ignis went to Bestia. Each returned to their home world to try and find her. But sometime after they both had left, an abnormality occurred. Suddenly, a fierce ringing sound assaulted the ears of the entire world, and with that signal, fissures. Fisher Price. Those fissures made an appearance in the human world. Of course, they damaged their surroundings, but in some areas, Spartoi even appeared, causing a major panic. Everything was in chaos. Government agencies globally, including the GPM, were overcome. Even worse, the gate at Enchant and the GPM's wormhole, all connections around this world to alternate worlds, were overwritten and only provided a connection to your world. It's likely that gates in other worlds were no exception from this. That means Canis and company can't return to the human world. How grand. General perspective, it looks like. The human world. Realizing the situation at hand in this world and others, Misyr sighs and nods.
つまり終わりの世界による各世界への侵食ってわ
Wow.
けか。
So we're seeing Misyr like this. Just a normal human. Wow.
世界の侵食。言えて妙だね。ところで、今ミシェルの言った終わりの世界っていうのは
That's my world.
ああ、俺が勝手にそう呼んでるだけだけどね。便宜上、俺の本当の世界の呼び名だよ。
なるほど。それにしては名は体を表すというか、随分なことをしてくれちゃってるけど。
I'm aware of that more than anyone, Misyr grumbles and holds his temple.
ともかく、その世界の侵食について、まずは原因の特定をするべきだと思ってる。起き抜けで悪いんだけど、ミシェル、今から GPM に
That's from me as Misyr.
原因というか、きっかけなら分かってるよ。
Putting Rendo's surprise aside, Misyr takes a deep breath and speaks these words firmly. It's as if he's telling himself for the first time as well.
あの世界が本当に狙っていたのは人間界ただ一つ。そればかりか、人間界の中のたった一人、俺たちもよく知る女性。
That's me. Don't forget the first or the last.
終わりの世界が彼女という存在を求めた結果がこの世界の侵食ってわけさ。
And after receiving more information, Rendo summarizes what he said, despite his confusion.
つまり君の住んでいた終わりの世界、それにはもともと人格のようなものが宿っていて、
Pretty much.
それがノアと名乗り、彼女を自分の世界へと呼び込もうと人間界へ侵食したっていうこと？
The identity of the mysterious young man, Noah, world of end times, a cruel world that bestows death upon visitors. His true identity is the world of end times that Misyr lives in itself. A lone, non-human personality dwelling there. For some reason, he is fixated on the heroine. That's me. Rendo speaks awkwardly, and Misyr quietly nods with no trace of hesitation. dots from Rendo. Astonishment. He had no other words to respond with.
俺だって未だに驚いてるよ。数万年あっちに住んでても全然気がつかなかったわけだし。
So I wonder if he was the cause of him turning into that form rather than his body adapting to it. Who knows?
どういう理屈でいつからあの世界に人格が宿って何がきっかけで彼女を求めたのか。正直さっぱりだよ。
For the time being, putting the conclusion simply,
一つの世界そのものが意志を持った人外で僕らの敵ってことか。
such a thing can make a man like Rendo pray. So what are you, an atheist this whole time? However, just because of this, neither has the personality to give up.
あの世界に普通の人間が向かったとしてどのぐらい生きていられる？
長く持っても24時間。
Oh, it's over for me. Unless that person kept me alive in some sort of fashion.
ただそれはあくまでも配下。確実な死までの時間。基本は苦痛で指一本も動かせない。
Only 24 hours though?
ノアは彼女を殺さないと言ってたし、そこだけは例外だと思いたいけど。
Nah, he squeezed me before to blankness. And the truth is, that's me, was still physically active for a while after entering that world. But despite that, there's no guarantee that Noah won't harm me. Renoni. It doesn't change her dangerous situation.
カヌスとイグニスがいないなら、残った戦力は俺と君の2人だけ。
As many times as I done helped out in all these situations, now it's just Rendo and I as Misyr.
あれ、そういえばイルは一回も話に出てこなかったけど。
Right, even I forgot about two. I mean, I brought him out earlier, but now I even forgot to include him here. Because now y'all just now remembering too. Just a shame.
ああ、伝え忘れてごめん。イルも展開に彼女を探しにね。
Now how you gonna lie like that, Rendo? Talk about two went to go look for me. When he's been kidnapped, he's been turned back into the angel of judgment. Oh, geez Louise, everything's just all convoluted.
そっか。イルも。
Now, why would this be in a game like this? Oh, my precious two. And Rendo know he lying. That's why he got them dots. After thanking everyone internally, Misyr solidifies his determination again.
ともかく彼女を救うためには終わりの世界に行く必要がある。
I hate how they have two man, that's crazy.
無策で突っ込むことはしないけど、その意志を曲げるつもりはないよ。
ああ、分かってる。僕だって彼女を助けるために全力を尽くすよ。
This should be a prime time to go ahead and take that plasma, that metaplasma, plasma Rendo, turn back into that non-human. We need you. Rendo nods in agreement.
ミシェル、さっき僕が言いかけた件、GPM でのことなんだけど、彼女を助けることにつながると思う。その下準備をしてもらうから、少し電話をしてくれ。ちょっと待ってて。
Rendo scans the outer wall of Enchant, which unfortunately had not been affected by fissures. Then presses the call button on his phone.
ああ、ミシェルが目覚めたから、例のものの準備を進めるよう、帝に伝言してくれる？けど、本当にいいのかな？あのことをミシェルに伝えなくて。
That's from whoever that is. In response to Misyr's question, in place of the busy Mikado, the person entrusted with his phone, rather the Demon King.
くどい！
I guess you gotta get help from all sources, right?
あの天使、イルが天界にさらわれたことは、エセ魔王には伏せておけ。
Well, as long as my T's being rescued, I don't care who it is. So save him, Asmodeus! He roars.
今、エセ魔王は、我が花嫁のことでいっぱいいっぱいだろう。
He ain't letting that go.
そこに天使の問題まで挟んだら、キャパオーバーするに決まっている。そもそも、その天使本人が自分のことは後回しにしろと、そうメッセージを残したのだからな。
Are you sure it wasn't Solitus leaving that message? But okay.
あんなけなげな願いを。俺様たちが買わんで何とする？
Never mind. Of course he doesn't care.
まあね。
Rendo's just gonna go along with it. Oh my. Oh. Well, invasions in her aside, he's pretty good at reading the room. His character isn't so bad either. Rendo's idea of Asmodeus improved. For me, it declined. However, if the devices Mikado installed in each room didn't have a sound recording function, see? They likely would have misunderstood that II had also gone to the world of end times. Mm.
再接続は後ほどとし、まずは我らが神と再会せよ。今天界には未曾有の危機が訪れている。その危機に対抗するためには、本来の姿に戻ったお前の力が必要だ。
Dash marks and exclamation points from II. To think, at this worst possible timing, Mikado's assistant, no, apparently an angel, Solitus, would reveal his true identity and whisk II away to the heavenly world. Of course, Rendo is also worried about II. Some of us are. Me mostly, it seems like. But it's exactly as Asmodeus said.
何よりもマスターとミシェルを
I don't believe it. I feel like it's all jibber jabber from Solitus to himself. Just before being teleported by Solitus, he had left such a message.
まさかあの天使が魔界にも伝わる断罪の天使だとは夢にも思わなかったが。最強の天使である以上、大抵の困難は自力で突破するだろう。そもそもだ、俺様たちに天界へ向かう手段がない以上、花嫁のことを優先するしかないであろう。
I'm upset about this decision. Rendo can only nod at Asmodeus' sound argument, unsound. As Misyr rides in his car and heads to GPM headquarters. Meanwhile, Heavenly World Caleb. A garden of a world, a code environment where change and illogicality are wholly eliminated. Hey, got that hooked out phonics. Standing at the center, at the far-reaching summit of the tower where the mechanical god dwells. That's from God. The voice that spins immaculate arias. Now only performs strains of agony. From the threads of light restraining II's kneeling body flows. Acute pain directly tormenting the mind. Each time it shoots down II's body, leaps violently bending backwards. Yet, due to the tangling threads, is not allowed the respite of collapse. As II screams ring out,
神よ、お待ちを。
the apostle of the oracle Solitus pauses the heavenly world's ruler who inflicts pain.
断罪の人にこれ以上の負荷をかければ、基本行動にすら支障が出るかと。
皇帝、私も神罰の一時中断を決定した。これほどの苦痛でも揺るがぬか。
While the restraints remain in place, his torture, divine punishment halts as strength leaves II's body. That's from II. Since being captured by Solitus and brought before God, this torture was repeated countless times. However, still, he refuses to submit to God. In any other context, that would be taken how it's taken.
あなたに再接続などしません。私は皆のいるアンシャンテのものだ。
A lot of dash marks, question mark, and exclamation point from II. With no warning, intense pain flows again and sparks fly in II's vision.
神よ、何を。
不快であると表現しよう。己が半身たる私への再接続をなどとのたまうとは。
However, II still refusing to allow it to happen tells of how meaningless the torture is to him. God determines this right away and employs different means. Dots and a question mark and exclamation point from everyone, because you know the world of end times is coming for us all, even Caleb. In the floating world of Caleb, right on time, right? A phenomenon that could never occur. An earthquake shakes the tower. Yep, Fisher-Price time. Around the tower, the sky of Caleb echoes with a sound like a scream, along with the howl like someone's voice that shakes the entire world itself. The closest floating sector to the tower, together with fluttering ash, is instantly swallowed up into a fissure that suddenly appears.
これは一体
Even God is unable to grasp the situation, collecting information from all angels' minds. However, faster than that, the answer to the phenomenon visits. In the always lit sky of Calem, a new fissure forms. From the gap, much like a hologram, the world's scenery appears. Oh. Dots and a question mark from 2. At the voice flowing from there, 2 instinctively raises his head. It was, right now, the image of the 2 people he's most worried about. Misyr, carrying "That's me," is battered. More than that, me too right here is weak and looks like she might stop breathing. During this, Misyr talks to her about his cruel past living in this world he calls the world of end times. Right when he thinks this, the scene quickly changes.
それなら教えてあげる。あの大災害の名は人々と君が僕につけた名はこの世界の名前はノア。それが僕の名前だよ。
A young man suddenly appeared. The young man calling himself Noah persistently pursues me.
Bye bye, Misyr.
Dash marks from Misyr being having a freaking fist through his chest.
今までありがとう。でも今の僕にはもう君はいらないんだ。
After stabbing Misyr through the chest, he throws his body into the gate. He despairs, leaving me behind. Always leaving me behind. After witnessing this chain of scenes, too, his captured body shakes. Could this be what's happening to Misyr, or could it be a scene that already occurred? However, why was me in Misyr's world? He immediately understands the reason.
まさかあの夜私が拘束されて彼女のそばを離れたから。
Unfortunately, that's true. In front of two who understands and laments, God calmly observes that scene and produces a conclusion.
今の映像と現象にて理解した。そして事態は予測よりもはるかに深刻だと判断する。おそらく数時間以内にあの区画に起きた現象がこの カエルム全体に広がるだろう。
That's from God.
ノア、よもや数万年以上の時を経て、その言葉を聞くことになろうとは。
Wow, so is Misyr? Oh my goodness, I don't know if I'm piecing it together because he said he sensed a similarity with II and II's root. So I'm thinking, because II is human, so maybe Misyr was a part of Calum and they were on that ship because Noah's Ark. And y'all, we'll see.
神よ、あの世界についてご存知なのですか？
皇帝、秘匿情報としていたが、状況が状況である。現時点をもってお前たちにも情報を共有しよう。
You trying to tell me Noah and Misyr were angels? Y'all, look. As God plays in front, a hologram produced with light rises up. While directly in Solitus' mind, as II's connection is severed, the information flows as images and sounds. Tens of thousands of years ago, in the time of Genesis, when Misyr Rex lived as a human, that civilization, that world, an event occurred collapsing it. Spatial collapse. Without any warning, any prior warning, this anomaly of unknown cause occurred. All lives and worlds themselves were swallowed one after another. It became a catastrophe that truly was the end of the world.
現在発生している異常と記録データを比較する限り、その原因は当時名もなきあの終わりの世界からの侵食が生んだものと予測される。そして人間はその大災害の原因を突き止め、ある機関の名を取り、こう名付けた。ノアの大災害。
A grand disaster that occurred during Genesis that threatened to destroy the world and space-time itself. In the human world, this has been passed down as the Great Flood, or one of the great floods that wiped out the world in the book of Genesis. To escape the catastrophe of Noah, humans at the time began a certain project. It was called the Ark Project. Even using technology in this heavenly world, it would be impossible to reproduce the gates they loaded inside. Humans were sent on journeys to other worlds using arks to travel through space-time. It was a project to discover new lands unaffected by the catastrophe of Noah that humanity itself could migrate to. Ark Project. A project in the era of Genesis to send ships loaded with gates to other worlds in search of new lands to escape the catastrophe of Noah. Misyr was one of the participants. Yep. Your girl got that edge. I see you. I can make little connections. Bestia. On some ships, the strong obtained a greater right to speak. Medio. Some ships were loaded with many seas to develop cultures based on nature and the world they migrated to. Man, This is like, if y'all ain't read or read the manga, watched the anime, this is reminding me of Seven Seas. That's a really, it's so good. This is blowing my mind. Wow. Some ships were loaded with advanced science and technology from the human world. Each ship would reach its own world to build their own unique civilization. In the end, the human world was reduced to 8% of its population at the time. Avoiding total extinction, a different development, a new civilization was built and the world restored. In other words,
この展開をはじめとしたいくつもの異世界は人間界から分かたれたと言っても過言ではない。
wow, it's just all interconnected. Just makes you think of life. Just you think everything has its place, but you find out that it's just all cyclical, all around and around and around.
さらに人間界において人外と呼称される生物は
Were essentially what, evolved humans or something like that?
ソは箱舟にて流れ着いた人間であり彼らがあらゆる可能性の進化を遂げた存在であると推測される。
During Genesis, arcs from the human world reached many other worlds, and these newly arrived humans developed in new ways, changing into different forms. They are what are now called non-humans.
このカエルムで私に生産される天使も同様にな。
天使が人間
Yep. You forgot that quickly too. As if to show evidence, God reveals the history of Caleb as well as the process and materials to create angels. The crisis visited upon Caleb, the collapse due to angel annihilation. He speaks of the project for salvation, the plan to absorb humans as materials for angels. Based on the information from God, Solitus continues the conversation.
その救済実現のため、我らは幾度となく実験を繰り返してきた。救済用のフォールを天界から人間界へとつなげるために。
だが、それが裏目に出たようだ。よもや我らの実験が
You don't say.
終わりの世界を人間界や我が天界へみすみす近づけることになるとは。
II couldn't ignore the words of God and raised his voice against him.
どういう意味ですか？
我らの行った実験は空間の境界を揺るがし、各地あるいは各世界にホールを頻発させるという影響を与えた。竜界ベスティア、あの世界がいい例だろう。他世界に比べてホールの発生頻度が異常なほど多いのは我らの実験結果とも言える。
That Jomi took advantage of.
人間界へのアプローチはそれほど高精度に行えていなかったはずだが、 おそらくあの終わりの世界とやらはそれを中継点として利用し人間界へと接近したと思われる。
現にお前の回収成功を見越し救済前の最終実験として行った。
So I knew they was behind the event on Amasaki Island, but I thought that was for a perpetuity plan. So this was to recover two.
人間界天崎島上空で行ったホールの最終構築実験では終わりの世界がその間に割り込んでいる。
Okay. Dots from 2.
神よ、提供されたデータとあの映像の内容を照合するに自身そのものを終わりの世界だとノアだと名乗ったあの男は
皇帝世界の核に近しい存在と判断できる。繰り返される執着を意味する発言から予測するにどうやら終わりの世界ノアはあの娘を狙って人間界への接近を試みたようだ。その身柄確保が侵食開始の決め手となったがゲートの間に誘導したのは握手であった。
Playing that checkers to the chest. That's what happens, God. God, how you fail to realize that?
よもやあの凡庸なる娘に我らを脅かす脅威との直接的な関連があるとは。
Dots from 2, because he like, man, you done fucked up. How indifferently God and Solitus speak of this. The world of end times, Noah was aiming for Renoni. That's me. The heavenly world's experiments ended up lending a hand to Noah drawing closer. And that night, to recover him, Solitus sent me to the gate. Dots. As a result, drawn into that world, that's me, unfortunately. And trying to protect her, Misyr. Dots. More dots. Even more dots. Uh-oh, you done made my bae too angry. He got the dash marks and a few of them exclamation points. In his chest, blood and heat. A feeling he can't express rises. When he realized it, Two had forgotten about being held captive.
蹴るな。
何？
ならば、今ミシェルやマスターが苦しんでいるのは。
That's right.
何もかもがこの展開、あなたたちのせいじゃないか。
Oh, Two. I know I shouldn't, but I gotta take my pick. He throws away the calculations of his mind and shouts as his heart tells him to.
よくも名ばかりの救済などのためにそんな身勝手な理由で。それじゃあさ、君の名前は？俺の名前はミシェルって言うんだけど。
Wow, this whole time. That's why I was like, looking at them, they just seem like brothers more than a, person of the underworld and an angel. I don't mean to just say person of the underworld. Like, I'll just say it like, geez, like a devil and an angel. So it's just crazy to think that, hey, they We're just brothers, including Noah, so I wonder what his deeper story is.
そうは彼のこと少し俺に任せてもらっていいかな。
私の仲間を、家族を。
Not caring if it tears up his body. Two desperately rise, snarling at God, the culprit. However, still in captivity with the dots and a few more exclamation points. His mind is unable to keep up with the massive shocks to his brain. The moment he breaks through the restraints, Two loses consciousness and collapses. Dots from Solitus.
我が最高傑作たる個体が見苦しい。深刻な不具合が発生していると判断できる。ソリトゥス、ロより専用培養層へと霊力を送る。そこへ断罪の使徒を幽閉、休眠させよ。回復次第、次回の神罰でこそ再接続を申請するよう痛覚などを高める処理を行う。
了解。御心のままに我が神よ。
Dots from Two. Just dots all around. More dots.
おいおいおい。
Epilogue?
空に映ったあの映像が何かと思ってダメ元で塔へ盗聴を仕掛けちゃみたが、
I missed him.
またとんでもねえ事実と状況を知っちまったな。こりゃどうしたもんかね。
Going back in time, Misyr went along with Rendo and arrived at GPM headquarters. All personnel are desperately dealing with the abnormalities occurring worldwide, and angry shouts ring out from time to time. Led by Rendo, everyone gathers in one place.
いやあ、魔王様。本当に人間になっちゃったんだね。
Well, you should know by now he's not actually a demon king. Wow.
ああ、正真正銘ただの人間だよ。
そっか。なんというか。とにかく僕も驚きだよ。ね、ふーちゃん。
Yeah, because now it's like if you can turn Shizuku back into a human, it's just kind of sad that their route had to be like that.
でも目が覚めて本当に良かった。
Me too. And Q. Not Mikado's Q, but Q from Karero Q. Mikado and Karia Karero Misyr could have predicted this assembly. However, this guy.
やっと来たか。魔界では世話になったな。エセ魔王。ああ、いや、待て待て。もはや貴様に魔力はないのだったな。ならば、あえてこう呼んでやろう。魔王改め、魔力の抜けた王。略して間抜け王。 これもきっと魔界で散々俺様をビビらせてくれた報いに違いない。
うるさい。少し黙ってろバカ魔王。
いとらのか。
I like Asmodus, just like, well, not just like, but he almost a little bit reminds me of Jomi, although, I can't believe I compared him to Jomi. Karya's firm kick to the shin, digging into a weak spot, stops Asmodus's high energy.
先代の勇者と同じく俺様最大の弱点を瞬時に見抜くとは。
What past generation of hero? I guess the only person I'm thinking is Achilles' heel. It must have hurt a lot. Asmodus collapses with force and rolls around in agony on the spot.
やはり年の割にはなかなかやるではないか。どうだ、これを機に魔王軍に入らぬか、妖精少年。
Fairy boy, you all humans at the whole end of the day.
誰が入るか。
I don't know why, but I want to take a picture. Carrero!
あたたた、痛っ、ほんと痛いぞ。
Stepped on by a middle schooler. The man, ruler of the demon world, is also headbutted by the seal-like demon beast. Right, that's for Misyr. This is the real demon king whose title I borrowed. Right. It's because my appearance after using mimicry happened to look like that. Maybe I made a mistake in choosing an occupation to misrepresent. Misyr looks down at him and slightly regrets his past choice. Afterward, when Asmodus stands back up with teary eyes, the discussion finally begins. Although, perhaps because Rendo had sent word beforehand, sharing information with Mikado and everyone went very quickly.
終わりの世界への突入ね。普段なら何なんて無茶ぶりをというところなのだけど、完全に死を無効化してほしいというわけでなければ、ある程度は実現可能だね。
本当に？
こんな状況で嘘はつかないとも。
Mikado hits his chest with full confidence. He then removes something from a medicine bag on the nearby desk.
これは
Oh, is that metaplasma?
人外抑制薬サプレシオ。人外のみが持つ特殊な力を抑制し、行動を制限する薬さ。
Suppressio, a non-human controlled drug developed by GPM. It can suppress or cut off powers possessed by non-humans, allowing restraint of their actions. So is this what he gave to Q? I'm gonna have to go back through Rendo's route again.
詳細は省くけど、普段は危険な人外への対処に使っていてね。
あの世界が正真正銘ただの世界というのなら、この薬は何の意味もない。ところがだよ、君からの情報を聞く限り、
It should work.
あの終わりの世界、ノア君は世界という名の形をとったいわゆる人外だよね。
That's an exclamation points from Misyr. Mikado says it with a grin, and Rendo standing next to him responds.
形はともかく生きた人外である以上、ノアの世界、いや体に対してもサプレッションは有効ってことか。
I sure hope so.
そういうことだと思う。まあさすがにあの世界に薬を散布して攻撃っていうのは体積的に無理だけど、君の肉体に投与して受けるダメージの影響を軽減するのは可能だろうね。
Mikado announces that to do that, it was improved to liquid form based on data gathered from ash and atmosphere until now.
俺とこのアホ魔王はそのテストのために呼ばれたってわけ。試しにちょっと一滴触ってみたら完全に体から力が抜けちゃったし、俺も人外だからさ。
Wow.
自慢ではないが、俺様は一瞬意識が飛んだほどだ。
I mean, you're... Never mind. I was about to say you're pretty weak already to feel Karya's kick unless you was just play faking.
本当に自慢にならないね。
Right. Rendo!
まあとにかく投与する場合は純粋な人間にしかできないし、この作戦を実行できてかつ終わりの世界に突入できるのはおそらく全人類の中でただ一人、ミシェル君、君だけだ。俺だけ？
Only you. Mikado nods and gives him a serious look.
異形になり果てたとはいえ、君は終わりの世界で唯一生き残った人間だから、あの世界がもたらす死に最低限の耐性くらいはあるんだよ。
君以外の普通の人間にこれを投与して送り出したところで数分しか持たないってことみたいだね。だから僕もついていきたいところだけど、そううまくはいかないみたいだ。
So it really is just between Misyr and Noah. Wow. I see. In tens of thousands of years, that world produced no survivors aside from Misyr. Reality isn't so easy as just taking a drug. That's from Misyr. Yet still, seeing there is at least a little hope of saving, that's me. This was a godsend to Misyr.
ただ、逆に聞きたいのだけど、君は大丈夫なのかい？あくまでこのサプレッションは応急措置。もっとひどい言い方をすれば悪あがき。効果だっていつまで続くかわからない。だというのに、そんな薬だけを頼り、それでも君はたった一人で あの絶望に満ちた世界へ足を踏み入れるというのかい？
That's from Misyr.
なあ、少しのためらいもないよ。俺は必ず彼女を助け出してみせる。
Beyond anguish, beyond hell, understanding the difficulty that awaits. It didn't matter. With hope dismissing despair, he takes the Suppressio without hesitation.
ではエセ魔王、出発前に俺様からも貴様に激励を。
What encouragement would that be? Because you could be coming along too. I mean, she is your so-called, well, I'm not, but she is your so-called bride.
よーし、じゃあアンシャンテに戻ろうか。
He's like, I don't need to hear that mess.
聞いてください、お願いします。
He said, please. My stomach. My stomach. Hold on. Oh, at his begging, Misyr reluctantly turns around. However, when he actually looks there on Asmodus's face, none of his pathetic aura remains.
いいか、貴様は偉大なる俺様を語り、不遜にも魔王を名乗っていた身だ。だが偽物でも魔王ならば魔王らしく、真の魔王たる俺様のように。欲しいものはその手で奪い取れ。
But not me, though. When told this, Misyr is confused for a moment. Naturally, of course. Like a demon king, he makes a fearless smile. After this, Misyr slips through the streets. There was confusion everywhere, brought back to Enchant by Rendo. For the departure to the world of end times. They stand in front of the door leading to the gate room in Enchant. Due to the absence of its owner and regulars, the shop is incredibly lonely. Only Rendo is there to see Misyr off.
じゃあ行ってらっしゃい。可愛いマスターとの帰還を待ってるよ。
Rendo had to add in that cute. Oh, Rendo, you had to make me feel all like this before he leaves. Ah, even now I'm in the world of end times. But okay.
それと、うっかり死なないように、君が死んだら軽口を叩く相手がいなくなる。
俺はもう魔王ネタ使えないから、今後の返し方に困っちゃうな。
I know. Oh, I know. It's just so cute. Give me the good ending. Saying this, Misyr holds out a clenched fist to Rendo. Rendo understands the meaning of this and takes the same pose. Shane?
行ってきなよ、悪友。
I just felt it was gonna come.
と魔王らしく大暴れしてきちゃえ。
そっちこそ人間界もいろいろ危ないんだし、自分の身は自分で守りなよ。
The Brotherhood. They bump their fists together. Misyr stands in front of the gate, ready to enter the world of end times. Then he injects the needle with the Suppressio into his arm. That's from Misyr. A light pain spreads through his arm, but there are no major changes. This is because he's already a genuine, ordinary human.
さて、向こうは世界そのものなんて、ラスボス以上に反則級な敵。
True.
対してこっちは無力な人間がたったの一人、具体的な救出プランすら考えてない。
I thought the suppressio would have been used for Noah, though. That's why I'm a little bit confused on why. I don't know. We'll see.
というわけでなかなかに絶望的な状況だけど、
Misyr, out of habit, makes his usual gesture of fixing the robe he used to wear.
ま、適当にちょちょいっとなんとかなるさ。
Okay. With the words he said to his friends on Amasaki Island in his heart, to search for the beloved owner, he sets foot into the world of end times. Back to my perspective, finally. And hopefully I'm not what I think I am. Dots. Dots in reverse. I want to go home. To the shop. To Enchant.
そっか。じゃあその願いを叶えてあげる。あのアンシャンテがあれば、君は。
He ain't gonna do nothing but bring Enchant a vision of Enchant.
ずっと僕と一緒にいてくれるんだよね。
That's from me. Back to a general perspective. Or Misyr's perspective, I guess. The moment he sets foot inside, he feels stinging on his skin.
入った途端に血ヘド吐くとかにならなくてよかった。
Yet. Right as Misyr mumbles the words, he sees that the suppressio is having an effect. From the ash blowing in the wind.
ミシェル、戻ってきてたんだね。
ノア。
As if nothing happened, the enemy he took me takes form. It's natural, all things considered. One could say this place is on his body. It doesn't matter where one tries to hide, they would always be found. Also, attacking this body wouldn't affect him as the world itself. In that case, Misyr decides that he shouldn't provoke him. Extracting information is the best plan.
ミシェル、どうして戻ってきたの？
どうしてって君がそれを聞いちゃうの？
だってわからないから。せっかく僕が人間界で幸せになれるようにってその姿をプレゼントしたのに。
Yeah, with a death blow to match. Misyr with the dots. His honest confusion and his sense of kindness are wrought with ill intent.
じゃあそれに答えるためにこっちも質問。彼女は生きてる？
生きてるよ。この世界と、いや僕そのものと同化しつつだけどね。
Oh my goodness, I'm always being stuck in with some part of the world somewhere. Gosh, Lee. His understanding couldn't keep up with Noah's words. But without regard for his response, Noah seems like he could start singing, as he seems to have a happy tone about him.
そう。彼女は今、不要な人の姿を失いつつあるんだ。
What in the heck? Son, oh my gosh.
最後に残されるのは意識のみ。彼女の意識と僕の意識。その同化さえ果たしてしまえば。彼女と僕はまさに一心同体。
How lonely.
共にこの乾ききった永遠を生きてくれる。僕を孤独から救ってくれるんだ。
なるほど。それが君が彼女に望むことか。
Noah's feelings for me. It's clearly a train of thought birthed by pure insanity, and despite a chill running up his back, Misyr lets out a small sigh and continues his words.
それじゃあ、俺も君の質問に答えるよ。なぜ俺がこの世界に戻ってきたか。君の敵として、俺ははっきりと正々堂々と言わせてもらう。救われたかどうかなんて関係ない。俺は君と同じくただひたすら彼女を求めてこの世界に戻ってきたんだ。
Faced with this, Noah's expression does not change.
そっか、どうせできやしないんだ。特に止めたりはしないよ。
His ashen body scatters, and he quietly disappears in front of Misyr. No, to be precise, he began to observe Misyr from both land and sky. He probably thinks that I can't be found, and is confident in that assumption.
この何もない灰の大地から彼女を見つけるか。
Well, you found a gate thousands of years later. Let's hope it doesn't take that long to find me. Hopefully it shall not. In the past, such a feat wasn't fulfilled for, tens of thousands of years, and he gave up. Even when he learned to stand again, it took more than a few years. And now, in this moment, he has to do it all before my time limit arrives. That's from Misyr.
とにかく歩いて歩いて歩きまくる。今の俺にはそれぐらいしかできないよね。
Oh boy. He realizes there is no other play. He solidifies his determination, and Misyr once again sets out on his journey through hell. Back to my perspective.
あんまりだよ。僕から君を奪おうとするなんて。ミシェルは贅沢者だ。これ以上何を望むって言うんだろう。
It's dark. I don't know where I am. He's the world of end times itself. That's what Noah told me. Each time he speaks gentle words, my body slowly crumbles away. At first, fingertips, next, feet. What silently approaches at the collapse of my body is fear. Not feeling pain is actually terrifying. I was quiet the whole time until he spoke to me. But that's from me. The word Misyr he uttered finally caused me to raise my head. There, with childish expression tilting his head, looking much like Misyr but very different in expression.
不思議だよね。彼の考えていることがまるでわからない。僕とミシェルの何が違うのかな。僕だって彼と同じく、もともとはただの人間だったのに。
Human? When I instinctively ask, Noah smiles happily.
嬉しいな。僕のことを知りたいって、君はそう思ってくれるの？それなら、君には特別に見せてあげる。
Show me?
もちろん、僕の記憶だよ。
Here we go down memory lane. Wow. Quietly, with no sound, Noah extends his hand. Much like a dream I saw before, it melts into my chest. No, I might be the one being drawn into his ash body. Dots and a question mark and an exclamation point.
さあ、おいで。僕の記憶の世界。そして、君の記憶にもなる世界へ。
No! Much like singing a lullaby. With his soft voice, slowly, my consciousness is invited into memories of ash. My consciousness is invited into memories of ash. Dots. More dots. With a prickle, my closed eyes react to the light ahead. The radiance is too strong, it won't allow me to sleep. Praying that it won't injure my eyes, I slowly push my eyelids up. There, I notice I'm standing in a place I don't recognize. Strange light spills around me. Mysterious symbols written on the walls and floor move like they're alive.
すごいな。まさかこんな場所に何の才能もない僕が連れてきてもらえるなんて。
I recognize my voice, and I finally realize, right now, I'm me, but not me. I'm seeing Noah's memories through his eyes. I have no horns, wings, or anything, a common, normal human, unaware of the concept of non-humans. It's a time when he was an ordinary human, a sad memory. His line of sight traces the surroundings, then goes to a man wearing a black robe walking next to him. Dots from this man. The human Noah speaks to the unknown man with a smile.
ここって各分野に特化した専門家しか入れないっていう祭壇ですよね。最近発見された異世界についても調べてるっていう。
How much battery I got left? I didn't even do anything today. Ah, it's a whole lie. Well, we gonna keep going. We're gonna keep going till it's not there no more.
本当に僕なんかに手伝えることがあるんですか？
Dots from the man. The man doesn't speak, but nods. The time when Misyr and Noah lived as humans, an era called Genesis. Science and technology like a sci-fi movie, with magic in every form of the mysterious. Such things exist like they're natural, grafted into people's everyday lives. It was a civilization overflowing with wealth and brilliance, not unlike a city of gold. It seems Noah's memory here is before Misyr's birth, likely a few decades earlier. At the time, the human world had just barely recognized existence of other worlds, beyond space-time, completely different, unknown worlds. At this, many admired the romantic sound of it. Large numbers of people with pure curiosity began research all of the ways in which they could be reached. Born into this era, Noah this truly ordinary, with a bit of yearning at the sound of other worlds, quiet and gentle, young, family-loving man, was brought to this place when he became an adult. This place, called an altar, was something like a head temple consolidating the technology of Genesis. The people working here follow the faction they belong to and their specialized facilities for research. Noah was brought to this altar by someone from one of these factions. From what he said, he was scouted directly by this faction. It was to start working here. I be thinking about wrestling every time I see the word faction.
ちょっとしたデータの整理なら得意だったけど。天才と呼ばれるほどの技量はもちろんないし。どうしてそんな僕が祭壇に？
While filled with such questions, Noah was genuinely happy. If he could be involved in work relating to other worlds even a little, as a sincere man, he thought of ways to repay the faction that selected him. Anything his ordinary self could do. To give it everything he had, he worked fervently every day, without even a shred of doubt that it was all for nothing. Damn. His cruel fate began to visit him several years after starting work.
異世界へ続く空間の穴。
Created by his faction as a prototype, Noah had come to study what is now called an artificial wormhole. If you're that interested, you should take a closer look. Hold on just a second. Okay. All right. At the suggestion of someone in his faction, Noah, careful not to fall in the wormhole, cautiously approaches and peeks. He peeks inside. Oh my gosh. Of course, its inside can't be perceived, and he doesn't know the destination. However, humanity would eventually move through these gaps in space to go on adventures to other worlds. He heard that presently other factions were already developing means with which to move through them. That's from Noah. Just imagining the sight, Noah's eyes glimmer like a child. Then he, by someone from his faction, the man who had scouted Noah that day, shoved him from behind. Oh, you was a lie. Like what? Why would he do that though? Oh. Before Noah could even understand what had happened, Noah's body, with no means to stop, was sucked into the wormhole before his eyes. It was too abrupt. It only took moments. Dots. More dots. Even more dots. The men who pushed Noah in started snickering on the spot. I put the tracking spell on him. If successful, it's a big achievement for us. You found a great disposable pawn and such. Wow. So you never knew what happened because it didn't work, because he ended up in the world he was at. Oh, that is some trifling. Dots. This, right. His scouting was all for this moment. The people in that faction didn't have the slightest interest in him for his scholarly talents. They only dreamed of bringing about a new area of otherworldly travel. Their sense of ethics had long collapsed. They were but a group of mad scientists. To them, Noah was just to check if the human body could endure travel through space-time. All right, just a moment. Go ahead and pause that for a second. Be right back. And just like that, I'm back with a somewhat charged up controller. So, just to check if the human body could endure travel through space-time. Not sure if I said that already, but you get the double read. He was a test subject. There was no reason for choosing him. It was nothing but happenstance. After this treatment, Noah was swallowed in the waves of space-time for quite a duration and arrived at... Rather, he was ejected into nothingness. There was no life, land, or atmosphere, so he literally did create that himself. Something before a world takes shape, a space of nothing. After arriving there, Noah, much like Misyr, no, more than him, in the worst possible way, he lost his human form. Oh wow, unable to even scream in pain. Endless expansion of his body. Enough to fill that space of nothingness that should have no bounds. Without pause, he stretched. Until a certain time, his expansion finally stopped. However, as the price, his body withered completely. As a result, that's from Noah. That's right. Noah didn't suddenly become a personality inhabiting this world. He didn't wash up on this world and end up combining with it.
積もる灰の大地は砕け散った僕の残骸。
Wow. Wow, wow, wow.
聖者を苛む乾いた大気は僕の呼吸。ミシェルが環境適応として異形になり果てたのと同じように、僕は終わりの世界という世界そのものになり果てたんだ。
What's likely the voice of the Noah now showing me the memories echoes out. That was the signal for me to wake up. Like peeling away from Noah's body that I was being assimilated into, I regained my consciousness. No.
やっぱり嬉しいな。僕のことを知ってくれてすごく嬉しい。ありがとう。
He, in front of my eyes, looks similar, yet doesn't, to the him I saw in his memories. Of course, that's the case. A former human reduced to the world itself. That's Noah's true identity. World of end times. Noah. Originally like Misyr, he was a human born during Genesis. After being expelled into a space of nothingness, he was reduced to the world of end times itself. The form of him standing before my eyes right now is only an illusion created from ash. As though reflecting on it, the agony and despair from that time, Noah's face twists.
辛かったよ。本当に辛かった。言葉では言い表せないほどに。
Wow. It's like, I thought Misyr was bad enough, and now you got me feeling bad for the bad guy.
せめてもっと綺麗な世界として生まれれば、まだ救われていたかもしれない。あるいは一層、自我や心まで消えて、ただの世界になり果てれば楽だったのに。不幸なことに、僕は人間としての意識だけは保ち続けてしまった。世界になり果てたという絶望。この過酷な空間に、自分しかいない、耐え難い孤独。僕は、それに耐えきれなくて。だから、帰りたかったんだ。帰りたくて、帰りたくて。家族に会いたくて。だから必死に身を揺らし、元いた人間界へと手を伸ばして。
As if reproducing it, Noah's fingers extend and caress my cheek. Then, wow. The moments of the Genesis civilization collapse appear inside my head. Cities crumbling one by one. People sucked into fissures likely connected to this world. It spreads further and further. Within days, the damage was on the level of most of humanity driven into the abyss of death. You trying to tell me you the cause of the flood, Noah?
けど、僕のその願いは、自分でも抑えようのない思った以上の力が働いてしまって。
Well then.
人間界そのものを崩壊させかけてしまった。だから、それは僕の本意じゃないから。僕はただ、帰りたかっただけ。こうなったことを誰かのせいにして、何かを破壊したいわけじゃないんだ。
I wish he could have got those darn mad scientists that did this, but I mean, geez Louise. He sadly casts his eyes down and gently places a hand on his chest, like he's caressing his own heart.
でも、僕が必死になったおかげなのか、何も悪いことばかりじゃなかった。
With the collapse of the world I caused, humans built arks to escape and survive, and I got to meet him. The other humans couldn't endure this world's environment. They all died before I knew it. Only he, despite taking an abnormal form, managed to survive in this world. I was happy from the bottom of my heart that I wouldn't be in solitude anymore. But he in his strange form, me and my world. Probably because we changed form to accommodate different environments, my words wouldn't reach him. He didn't acknowledge me. How dare you not acknowledge him? Roman Reigns will have a word with you. I was sad. I was sad, but still, it was better than being alone, and I watched over Misyr the whole time. Hundreds of years, thousands of years, tens of thousands of years.
僕を孤独にしないで、一緒に絶望してくれる人。僕にはそれだけで十分だったんだ。
Man, so if only he would have been able to talk to Misyr, this whole thing wouldn't have even happened. But dots. More dots. But that modest wish of mine, one day, suddenly it crumbled away. Where he built grave markers on my body, a small wormhole opened nearby. I saw Misyr peek inside it, and here, you can have this coffee. One. Girl from the human world, my homeland. I witnessed the moment she saved him. I immediately thought this.
裏切られた。
Wow. That was your immediate thought?
なぜ？どうして？どうして彼だけが救われるのか。どうして僕だけはそのままなのか。
So there we go with the prologue scene somewhat.
僕を一人置き去りにして、人の心を取り戻した。
The envy and jealousy made me want to tear apart this world, tear apart my own body. And on top of all that, he also found the gate loaded into the ark that fell onto me. Using that, connected to the human world, he started moving his daily life into Unshat. In this world of end times, with nothing but wastelands of ash, he left me. Misyr's heart was stolen by Unshat. Wow.
ミシェルは僕を再び孤独にした。
So we get to the crux of it all. He was lonely, y'all. He just wanted to be down, y'all.
たとえ温かみのない灰だとしても、たとえ死をもたらす風だとしても、彼をずっと見守り、寄り添っていた僕をあんなにもあっさりと。
Jealousy, envy, hatred, sloth. I just had to put that in there. Made me think of Full Metal Alchemist for a second. I can't understand or empathize with any of his anguished words, but still, I can tell to a painful degree that his suffering is not fake. That's from Noah.
けど、それでもいいんだ。彼が救われたなら、それもまた僕にとっての一つのしるべなんだから。ねえ、君もそう思うでしょ？
Mayhaps.
彼が、ミシェルが救われるのなら、僕もまた救われるべきだって。ミシェルが手に入れたものなら、僕もまた同じく手に入れていいはずなんだ。
With kind, passionate words, Noah, gently, like touching something beloved, caresses my cheek. I'm unable to move.
だからね、僕は君が欲しい。ミシェルと同じように、僕も君に救ってほしい。一緒にいてほしい。君のためにできることは何だってしてみせる。たとえ今できないことだって必ずいつか形にして君の思う世界を作ってみせる。だからどうか僕と一緒に、どうか僕も一緒に君のそばに、君の隣に。
Yeah, cool story, bro, but nah. I can't speak. I can't answer. But still, the pure sadness I feel from him, for me to cry tears of sympathy, that sorrow was more than enough. That's from Noah.
僕は君を何度も求めたんだ。でもそのどれもこれもが君に届くことはなかった。どうしてダメなのか。どうしたら君は僕の手を取ってくれるんだろう。必死に考えたよ。来る日も来る日も、ずっとずっとずっとずっとずっと。そして思いついたんだ。ミシェルが救われるなら僕もまた彼になればいいんだって。だからこうして僕は僕を作り上げた。顔も体もミシェルをもとに僕を形作っていって、
そして声も君が気に入ってくれるように限りなく本人の声を再現した。
まあ思ったほどうまくはいかなかったけど、でもその強い思いがあってこそ僕は今まで概念的存在だったにもかかわらず、こうして仮初めとはいえ受肉ができたんだ。そのきっかけとしてはミシェルの裏切りも悪い結果ばかりじゃないのかもしれない。そうでなきゃ、ほら僕は君とこうして触れ合うこともできなかった。
Softly, Noah smiles happily from deep within. It's fleeting, but It's a sad expression.
ひたすらに君を求めるこの気持ちはきっと恋とそう呼ぶんでしょう。
No, that's called being possessive and envious and jealous.
僕はきっと君が好きなんだ。
Okay. A gentle whisper, an unexpected confession. Noah's emotion directed at me is the one feeling for someone dear. Dots. But is that what this really is?
僕は君が好き。
Yeah, that's gonna have to be a... Dang, what should I say? Am I gonna get a question? No, I just got dots. More dots. Even I, the same as Noah, not any less than he. I have someone I desperately seek and wish to meet, but I can't say that name with my mouth.
ああ、そうか。もう声を出すこともできないんだね。でも大丈夫だよ。僕らにはもうそんなもの必要ない。だって僕たちは一つに溶け合うんだ。境も何もない本当の一つに。さあおいで、僕の愛しい人。僕を救っておくれ。
If Noah embraces me again, I know the faint senses I still have will quietly vanish. The person called, "That's me, Renoni Awaki." Everything will turn to ash and disappear. Body, soul, thoughts, everything. Dots. More dots. Yeah. As a person, that's me, right here. Has died? No. What's going on? Cause y'all, you got me like this the ending of Sopranos right here. Don't fade to black like that. Whew. I know I can get brought back. As usual, I have no idea where "that's me" is. I can't afford to not take action just because of that though. For now, I advance toward the place I used to spend my time, by the grave markers. I simply walk on through the clinging ash, continuing through the wasteland. An absurd stroll, a solitary journey without end. Oh, reminds me of that song. I am on a solitary journey home. Look it up, because that's the song. I love that song. That's from Misyr. If I let down my focus, the ash touching my cheeks will unsettle my consciousness.
サプレッシュを打っても痛みはあるってわけね。
In that case, to distract myself from the hurt dwelling in my brain, I dig up memories of Enchant as I walk along. Oh, happy memories. Shrouding myself in the mimicry spell, I finally managed to pass through the gate. My first surprise was the human world on the verge of ruin had developed into a form completely different from Genesis. To be honest, at first I couldn't believe it was my homeland at all. Then, when I entered the shop I had met that girl in, there was no sign of her. Instead, a man who, despite his refined look, had a hearty voice and personality. Suan. He accepted me as a guest with ease, and I was in shock, honestly. But when I saw Canis in the backyard, I understood why he was so accustomed. I had also heard that one was the longest serving non-human here. If possible, I wanted to be the first visitor from another world. Secretly, I've always been a little jealous. II Misyr. When I gotten used to the shop in world, I met II, who had fallen into despair. I had heard of him from a fallen angel I had attended to before. I knew he was the angel of judgment. At first, out of sympathy, then out of feeling responsible for giving him a warped personality, I was concerned. I started looking after him. While I no longer remember them, having family must have felt like this to me before. By the time I realized it, I thought of him as my little brother. Before I knew it, Ignis and Rindo, they became regular customers of Unshot. It was only natural for them to be around. Then, over 15 years passed. I know I haven't, but I just want to see it again. And I was finally reunited with That's Me, who saved me before. After passing through the gate, the moment I saw her figure and lovely eyes, I knew it was her right away. With too much happiness and emotion, without realizing it, I had forcefully embraced her body. But it's just how overcome with joy I was. Dots. More dots. As I think back, I sense a strange presence. I casually look up at the sky and, as if rebuking me, a sharp wind blows against me.
あれ、もしかして今の全部口に出てた。
In that case, the presence just now.
Noah.
I can't see his form, but he's there. Confident of this, I ask the world.
もしかして俺がアンシャンテの話するの嫌いだったりしちゃう？
To me, it was intended as a genuine question, but the reply to it was an even stronger gust of wind. With no moderation, the storm is violent enough to drop me to my knees.
地味な嫌がらせだね。
But in reality, it is effective. As an ordinary human now, even the wind, when blowing this strongly, is a worthy threat. At any time, if he wanted, he could create Spartory to obstruct me. Seeing how he's not, Noah probably doesn't view me as an opponent worthy of that. He must figure there's no way I could save. That's unfortunately me. Anyway, he's making light of me.
けど手を抜いてくれるってんならこっちは便乗するまで。あいにく俺は諦めが悪くてねえ。
I force myself to stand and forcefully press on through the ash storm that obscures my vision. 1 step, 2 steps, even when I stagger. I move my feet forward with certainty.
必ず君を
The moment I take my next step forward with enthusiasm, the storm around me suddenly stops.
急に嵐が
This calm feels unnatural. Don't tell me Noah is going to start something. At the thought, I increase vigilance of my surroundings. And from an unexpected place, at the worst timing, it came from inside me. It was almost laughable how I lost strength. I collapsed to my knees on the spot. At the same time, from my mouth, a large amount of blood gushes. The scattered blood is sucked into the ash, like it's lapping it up. The Suppressio's effect wore off. When I perceived this, man. As in the past, the pain I felt while being reduced to that strange form, that despair is revived. I scream and writhe around. My skin burns, the flesh under my clothes festers. Regardless of inside or outside, my whole body has a sharp pain, like it's being torn apart. With each breath, I spit up so much blood. Because of that, it becomes difficult to inhale. That vicious cycle makes my breaths painful. The ash falling onto my body sends deadly poison into me. All of my blood boils. My internal organs die. Okay. Okay. I'm good on this. I really am. And I be playing some games, but dang, this is, I really should have just left it off with chapters 1 through 8. Like, oh my gosh. An unending pain that creates this desire. It torments me once again. Dots. More dots. I don't even know what's gonna happen. It better be the good ending. Dots from Misyr, though. Pathetically, I lose consciousness. For tens of thousands of years, I was living here as if it was normal to inhabit a place like this. I truly think that the time I spent living as that strange form was a frightening one. My field of vision oozes red, as though poison had been directly injected into my eyes. Stand up. If you don't stand, I scold myself like this, but... If I move even a little, intense shocks run through my body as if I'm being punished for it.
ところで。
I don't have time to stop. I grip my teeth, and while groaning, I move my hand. Wow. Dots and a question mark from Misyr. I bump into something. In my blurry vision, something that isn't made of ash emerges. I'm curious about the density I felt. While enduring the intense pain, I lightly squint and... Man, y'all. Ah, I see. I thought I dropped it when I was attacked by Noah, so this is where it was. Dots from me as Misyr. That reminds me, for some strange thing, this thing doesn't turn to ash, no matter what. I think this absent-mindedly. Dots from Misyr. Seeing it, I remember. Man, just seeing my Misyr looking like this, man, look. Dots. More dots. That's not all. A being completely cloaked in lies. That's the being that is me. That's why. I see. I still have reasons why I can't die. Reasons to stand up and walk. An entire mountain of them. Feelings that overcome the pain well up. I apply strength to my arm. The crack of a bone breaking resounds. Oh my goodness gracious. I put strength in my leg. Oh my gosh, look y'all, look at here. I was about to say, now if his leg break, like, Okay, let's go. The crack of a bone breaking rings once more.
俺はミシェル、アレックスは
I raise my head and glare at the world. I spit out the bloody vomit and boldly smile.
あらゆる世界のあらゆる命が散ったこの世界で唯一生き残った人間と人外の王なんだから。
Yeah, get that pep talking. In this world that bestows death upon all, already riddled with wounds, all limbs and my vision, every part of my body screams out. But who cares about that? To see her, I would pay any price. That's...
たとえ異形になり果ててても彼女を見つけ出してやる。
My body trembles enough to make me laugh at myself, but I put strength in and stand. I wipe away the blood flowing over my eyes and mouth and start walking again. 1 step, 2 steps, 3 steps, become foe. With certainty, while heading towards death, I advance, seeking a woman I can't see. I shake off the intense pain running through my body with just one feeling. However, oh my goodness, that is a whole lie. You a trifling world. A large number of Spartoi appear as if covering the whole world, as though mocking my determination and trying to break it. Then, his old form. Dots.
俺まで再現するとか趣味が悪いね。
Well, I'm glad the Spartoi wasn't there. You could have been facing off against them. If that has even reproduced my power, if I go near it, would I instantly turn to ash? I figure this is no time to joke and desperately go to move my feet. Of course, there is nowhere to run. The incarnation of ruin approaches. Guess a general perspective? How much can I resist turning to ash? Without giving up, Misyr starts thinking of ways to overcome it when, with his arm grasped, he floats into the sky of the world of end times. Wondering what happened, he looks up and... Yes, help me! Oh, my two! Oh, you're in time! You're freaking in time! My heart was just, y'all don't even know. I was like, it was just like, it's one thing after another, one thing after another. I'll be so deep in this, y'all. Two flaps his wings scoldingly as if to suggest he should know the answer.
普段人のことを心配だどうだというくせに。あなたの方がよほど心配をかけていますよ。
I wish we can get Connus and Ignis in here though. Dang, he was always helping their problems. The fallen angel makes a pouty, angry face unfitting for the dramatic scene. Misyr weakly draws a smile when at the same time. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, y'all. Y'all know it. I was just calling y'all out. You better show up. Hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Squid. An enormous slash of bright hellfire. All of the Spartoi covering the wasteland turn to ash. Oh, so the Spartoi were really there. After confirming the enemy was scattered, II meets back up with Connus and company.
ミシェル、救援が遅くなってすまない。
Yeah, late ass.
つうか、しばらく見ねえ間にイメチェンか
We could do without the talking shit, Ignis.
血みどろのボロボロだけどよ、イケてんだ。
All my men.
それよりもなんで君たちがここに一体
Come save your girl. Asking that question after recovering some stamina with II's magic.
んなもん、それぞれのゲートから飛び込んできたに決まってんだろ。
ええ、私の方もなんとか展開から脱出できました。
My men.
お前も無事で何よりだ。
I don't fully understand what they mean, but it seems these three came to help me, and that's also me, Renoni. And understanding just how dangerous this world of end times is.
説明している暇はないな。お前が語った終わりの世界の情報は我々ある程度把握している。
確かにこの環境は我々にとってはかなり過酷ですね。
けどな、俺らはそんじょそこらの人外とは違えしよ。
数時間程度なら行動も可能だ。アイカもすぐには起きる。
Well, what several hours? Like 4 or 5? Cause
ゆえにミシェル、また枠であろう敵の排除は我らに任せ。お前は彼女の捜索に専念してほしい。
we still ain't got no game plan. Okay.
おい、うちの店主、とっとと連れ戻してこいよ。まだ食い足りねえもんもあるしな。
Oh, fat face.
マスターである彼女と毎日連絡しているあなた。
Yay, yay.
二人が笑顔で揃っているからこそのアンシャンティだと私は心からそう思います。
They aren't telling him to withdraw from this world. Despite his inability to move decently, they're entrusting the search for her to him. They trust in him.
分かった。じゃあ全力で頼らせてもらう。
Misyr nods without hesitation, then scans his surroundings with his pained vision. All that exists are the endless graves he made over tens of thousands of years. Dig up memories, making use of the screaming pain running through his brain. He finds that irreplaceable memory from over 15 years ago. Dots.
彼女が出会った場所。そしてきっとノアにとってもそれが一つの始まりだった場所。
The place where the wormhole appeared, where he first met me. That must be the place.
彼女はいるはず。
It's only a hunch. There's not a shred of evidence. But Misyr, and that's me, and Noah, that place certainly connects all three of them. In that case, there's no choice but to try. With this conviction, Misyr to the lives he once to the lives he once buried.
この世で一番大切な女性のために君たちの眠る場所を壊すよ。
Oops, I think I stopped it too soon.
君たちの眠る場所を壊すよ。
After declaring this, he makes a certain request to Canis and company. Let's go. Get me out of there. Oh, what? There's a 6th chapter? Oh, well, geez, the freaking wheeze. Okay, all right. Hopefully there's 2 more after that. It deserves 2 more chapters because, man, hey. Oh my goodness, y'all don't even freaking know. This is getting down to the wire, and I ain't talking about the show. I know I said it a couple times, but man, I just never would have fathomed that this would have turned into this kind of story in the game. Well, I'm just enjoying it. Let's get the good ending, and we shall see how this may end. I'm thinking this may be the last chapter. It may be more chapters after this chapter 6. We'll see. So upcoming will, of course, heck yeah, be some more Cafe and Shot, some Resident Evil 4, Resident Evil 4 visual novels, South of Midnight. You should be seeing some of those uploads, as well as Death Stranding 2 Chapter 1. Please show that video some likes. Your girl, we're working on it since the game came out. Jeez Louise. And of course, Silent Hill FR Ghost of Yote. One of those games should be coming out. It'll probably be Silent Hill F. So yeah. And if you all enjoyed this as much as I did, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe with that little bell jingle turned on so you all stay tuned. And my wonderful people filled with greatness, please also don't forget to share this thing to someone you love or to someone you hate, because they may hate this chapter. Well, I didn't hate it as much, but they may hate it and they'll still like it because they hated it so much. So, as always, much love, much peace, and catch you on the flip side.